Welcome to April's Garage. Tyler Hoover has been unfairly targeted by scammers for something that he just cannot resist. It is his kryptonite, and sometimes, you know, at night I think, is he thinking about me or is he thinking about Cadillac Escalades? Because these scammers knew exactly how to get you.
They knew where to get me,
right?
Yes. It was a Bringatrailer targeted scam. Yeah, I thought I had blacked out and bid on something that I couldn't remember.
It's possible.
But it was actually about the holy grail of Cadillac Escalades.
Right.
A 2005 EXT in Riptide Blue with only 1,700 miles. And I was the high bidder, but it didn't meet reserve. I get an email from Eva saying, well, here, you can be Eva.
Right.
Go ahead.
But this actually does happen where the car doesn't meet reserve.
Right.
And sometimes the owners will follow up with the kind of closest bidder to see if they do want the car.
Yes.
So this is something that could actually
yes,
happen.
absolutely.
Okay, Eva emailed you, said, I want to let you know that my item that you recently...
You should do it in a Nigerian accent, probably.
You're like the Nigerian prince that asked me for money for the Bugatti.
I didn't need it. I gave it back.
You didn't need it. Yes, that's true, but that was your cover. Okay, not doing the Nigerian thing. That would make more sense, though.
Okay,
maybe.
Eva. Sorry,
All
I got you out of character.
I wanted to let you know that my item you recently bid on the auction on BAT was not successfully finalized and is now available for sale through a second chance offer. If you're still interested in purchasing it, please let me know. Contact me directly. I'd be happy to discuss the details and ensure you don't miss out on this opportunity.
Yes, and I said, yes, I'm very interested. What's your best price on it? Thanks so much for the opportunity. I replied like, yes,
You
of
replied
course.
twice.
Yes, I know. I was very eager.
Now, when this happened, did you think that it was real? You did. Okay, you didn't. Okay, because you would have gotten really excited.
No.
So Eva then replies, the situation has become a bit more complicated for me.
Oh, dear.
As I have to leave the country to address some family matters with my husband's side of the family. We're currently in need of funds, so we're in a position where we'll accept the first serious offer and proceed with the sale. If you're generally interested in the car, please feel free to make an offer so we can move forward. Ooh,
on my dream Riptide Blue Escalade. Well, I replied, I said, my high bid was $34,000, so I'm willing to do that.
Now she says, as advised by BAT, since the previous transaction was not finalized, the car is now in possession of Bid Logistics.
Bid Logistics, okay, sounds official.
It does sound official. To take advantage of discounts and avoid penalties from the previous buyer's failure to complete payment, I need to process the transaction through them, and since the previous buyer has already covered the full shipping cost, you, as the new buyer, will not be responsible for any shipping fees. Bid Logistics will handle every detail at no additional costs to you.
Sounds wonderful.
And if you're serious, we can move forward and finalize the details.
Okay, I said, okay, let's do this. Yeah, that's what I said. Let's do this. I get an Escalade for $34,000 with 1,700 miles. Like, it's the dream. It's the dream.
I can't believe she's still going.
I know. That's the wonderful thing when you just keep them on the rope, keep them typing, keep them working.
Exactly.
The scammers waste their time, right?
Now she said, okay, let's do this. The transaction is quite straightforward. No fees or taxes, as the service has already been paid for due to the situation I previously explained. First, I will need to forward some details to you from Bid Logistics to initiate the transaction. Now, the car's already in their custody, and as we're ready to proceed, the transaction is currently pending. Once I provide Bid Logistics with your information, they'll begin the process and will contact you with a tracking number.
That sounds very official and good and all. And recently, Bringatrailer has switched tracks, and they offer a service, Caramel.
Okay.
And they're basically an escrow service for private sales on Bringatrailer to where they can hold the funds until they get title and then send it to the seller and make sure everything's on the up and up. So this Bid Logistics is sort of posing as this Caramel, which Tavarish and Ed Bullion, Binwiki, has endorsed in their own sponsorships. I have not. They didn't want to, even though I'm buying a lot of cart. Anyway.
I do feel bad about that.
Yeah, so it sounds a lot like Caramel.
So next she talks about the payment, which you'll need to make a payment through a secure bank wire transfer to the company holding account. Once the deposit's confirmed, you can expect to receive the car within 2 to 10 days.
Whoa.
Now, after you receive the car, a Bid Logistics agent will send the money to me. Additionally, you'll benefit from a 30-day money-back guarantee during this period.
Really?
You can inspect the car and ensure it meets your expectations.
Wow.
If anything is not as described or there's issues with the car, you'll receive an immediate refund from Bid Logistics as specified in the contract. She needs your full name, shipping address, contact number, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, so I gave them a name that wasn't quite as close to my name, but not quite. And then
Like Pilar Coover or something?
Ty Hoovie, and then I gave them my dead grandmother's address, which I did. Oh, that's just what popped into my head because I can just remember it so easily. I don't know.
Okay,
but
that's fine.
yeah, so I sent them that, and then I got a very official email from Bid Logistics with a very official looking bill of sale.
Right.
That was kind of scary good. They have the Bringatrailer logo, they have the Bid Logistics logo, and they have a notarized bill of sale from Eva, which very nice performance there, Eva. And and the shipping, like the shipping agreement to get the car to me. So I replied, just to keep this going, asking for a photo of the title, and believe it or not, they sent it.
This is crazy.
And it is a very convincing photo of the title. Yeah, New Jersey title, which matches Eva's name, address, all that stuff. And obviously this is very easy to fake, to forge, but it's still a pretty good forgery. And makes it very convincing that this is real.
It's real, and it's scary that they're preying on you. Like, I feel like they did a little bit of background, or maybe they're just looking at kind of the highest bidders on cars that didn't sell.
Right.
But the Escalade for you, like, that's awful.
So I know this Escalade very, very well. It is still for sale. And they're never going to take $34,000, unfortunately. And I knew that when I was bidding on it originally.
Right.
I knew that they had paid like almost $50,000 for this thing. And as much as I love the Cadillac Escalade, I mean, it is a magnificent machine. Yeah. This second generation Escalade is just an icon, and I'm just obsessed with them. And I've had this one for years. It's getting on in mileage. I mean, still 100,000 miles is nothing for these, but it's starting to show its age a little bit just to get one brand new in the wrapper, in that color, in the truck version, the Avalanche style that all folds down.
Right. What do you think it should actually sell for? Like, what's the correct market value for something like that?
Maybe they'll eventually find some psycho to pay that much for it. But I know that they're crazy about it too and paid that much for it. Right. But now there's this completed sale, this completed auction, I should say, not because it didn't sell, it didn't meet reserve, for 34 grand. So anytime somebody Googles the VIN, they will see that at one point it didn't get over 34 grand. So why would I pay much more than that? Now, as time goes by, it'll matter less. Obviously, like Lamborghini Countaches aren't worth the same as they were 5 years ago, so that doesn't really matter. But, right now they're stuck and they want 53, let's see, I think it's still online somewhere. I look at this ad a lot, they want $53,500 for it, which, isn't she beautiful?
What are the miles? Is it low miles?
1,700 miles.
It's brand new.
Like even the TV screen, because it has rear entertainment. This thing is fully optioned. It still has the wrapper on the screen for the rear entertainment. It was never used.
Oh, like that little film that you can peel off?
Correct.
Oh, that's the best part.
The story goes, this was bought as like an extra truck to use to like go to the store and buy some plants or whatever and bring back, and it was just never used. So one owner, almost 20 years old, 1,700 miles, and in mint condition, in the best color. It's crazy, but I'm not that crazy to pay $50,000 for it. There's a lot of things for 50 grand that I would rather have, and not the holy grail of Escalades. Maybe I'll be kicking myself 10, 20 years from now. But,
So where did you leave it off with what's her name, Myra?
Oh, with Eva?
Eva.
You've forgotten your character's name already? So Eva forwarded me to Bid Logistics.
Yeah.
And they sent me wire information, a Bank of America account number.
So an actual, real, legit bank account, of course.
To wire the money. So I replied, asking for the title. They sent the title. So I said, okay, the wire is sent. I've sent the wire. And they said, oh, we didn't receive it. We didn't get it. Well, of course, I didn't send it to them because I'm not an idiot.
Yes.
And I told them that it got sent back. The money got sent back to my account because of suspected fraud.
Right.
And they said, oh, that's your bank. You need to go into your branch and talk to them and force it through.
What?
And so then I emailed back and I said, well, okay, I'm at my branch right now. And my bank officer would like to talk to someone on the phone, someone from Bank of America. Do you have someone at Bank of America that you work with that we should call? And I was hoping that they would reply with a phone number where one of them was going to pretend to be the person working at the bank. But I'm guessing they're not going to give a convincing performance.
That would be so cool.
Their English is pretty good in this.
Right. Oh, it's great.
It's not bad, but usually these scams are from another country. And they don't sound that good. Although the Bank of America account number, that's definitely a thing. So I haven't heard anything since I asked for a phone number to talk to somebody about it.
But there's still time.
I guess there's still time.
And we're totally calling them if they send a number.
Oh, absolutely. But one thing I did do was email Bank of America's fraud department.
Right.
If somebody's using one of their accounts as a scam, I emailed them. If you work for Bank of America or know somebody, you might run this up the chain because it is everywhere right now.
Yeah.
My friend Dan, Normal Guy Supercar, NG Supercars down in Texas, he got a phone call from a buyer saying he got this similar email from Bid Logistics on a car that he'd already sold from Bringatrailer. The transaction was successful. This guy was the second highest bidder, so these Bid Logistics people targeted the second high bidder.
So they're doing this repeatedly, and it had to have worked at some point if they're still doing it.
Right, and I looked on Reddit, and there was another person asking about this if it was legit.
Right.
Obviously, it was a scam, but he felt it was a little fishy. And he also shared the email from Bringatrailer that he got back, asking them if this is on the up and up. And Bringatrailer said that usually they're targeting people whose usernames are similar to their emails, like I said. So they're suggesting people change their usernames to something different than their email. That way they aren't an easy target for these scammers, but I don't know.
I'm thinking one day these scammers, because I hate when it happens to older people, to seniors, because they're really vulnerable for it to happen. But the one good thing about AI or quantum computers or whatever is that I feel like, you know, with forensics, like medical forensics and murders back in the day, and they're able to find evidence 10, 20, 30 years later and convict people and find them guilty through DNA. One day, computer software is going to be smart enough to track down these scammers, I hope. And I hope that's like the one really good positive that's going to come out of AI in the future, because this is a real thing and people are losing their real hard-earned money for scammers that are big POSs.
Right, and there's countries that are just havens for this.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying this one's Nigerian or from India or wherever, because it could be from anywhere. And since it's a Bank of America account, it could be an American person doing this. But putting pressure on these countries to actually go after and arrest, imprison these people scamming, making a living out of it.
Well, and that is the difficult hurdle, is to then do that in another country where we
They have to put pressure on that country. And most of these developing nations have their own problems and they can't really deal with, you know, Americans getting screwed over.
Right,
But,
well, and like you said, the English is really good, but then that's also with AI. You type in, I want to scam about this product, and AI is going to write up a perfect paragraph in English that's well spoken, which is what you see here, so we have no idea where this came from.
Right, and Bringatrailer, they're not going to be able to police this, just like I can't police it, because on my own Hoovie's Garage page, every time they post a video on my Facebook page of me selling my cars or me selling my fleet, it's a person who's re-editing my videos and then uploading them on Facebook. And sometimes they're a year or two old or 6 months old, and people think that those cars are actively still for sale, and they're not. And then there's always these imposter accounts that come up and say, hey, you've won a car, or yes, I'll sell you this car. And it's like whack-a-mole, constant targeting these spoof Facebook accounts and getting them taken off. But they always have like 2, 3, 4, 5 days before they get taken down, to where they just cast as many lines as they can. And I imagine some people bite, and I feel really bad for those that watch my videos and get scammed. And it happened years ago when I was actually selling cars, and my own stupidity, creating a new email like HooviesCarForSale.com versus Hoovie's Cars for Sale. So somebody made a slightly different email.
Oh, that's how they did it.
So I did Hoovie's Car for Sale or buyHooviesCar.com,
and
it was Buy Hoovie's Cars, is I think is what this guy made the spoof email, and caught all the people who typed in cars instead of car.
Right, that's a good scam.
Really got a few people for deposits of like $1,000, $2,000, and I felt terrible.
That is really bad. I get scammers of fake April Rose accounts that try to like date guys and ask for money. Do you have that?
No. Nobody's targeting lonely women with this mug.
That would work with me, though.
Absolutely not.
Obviously it did, because I did lend you some money.
That is true. Are we ever going to get past that? I didn't end up needing it.
I know.
I didn't end up needing it.
I'm sorry I'm crushing your soul.
Yes.
You still have your man card.
Thank you so much for watching. My grandma actually called concerned.
She did.
My grandma called, the one that's still around, was concerned, like, Tyler, are you okay financially, because April,
your girl's lending
you money and you bought a Bugatti? Like, are you falling apart? Is this some midlife crisis that's happening? No, Grandma, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Bye.